Hi there. So, my name is Shannon Ford, and I own Ford Sales Strategies. My entire goal is to teach you how to network, how to improve your networking skills so that you can grow your business. I'll give you a little bit of background. So, I have been networking for over 10 years, probably longer than that. I always like to say since dirt. And networking is near and dear to my heart. Through networking events, I have met most of my best friends. I have met people who have helped rebuild my home after a fire. I've helped people who I can refer to my clients on a regular basis, and I know that they're being well taken care of. Networking is honestly a whole thing. It's a whole way to grow your business and to grow it well. It's a whole way to develop a network that truly is your net worth. So, with that, let's talk about how you can network. This is typically something that this version of it is something that I would teach to newer entrepreneurs or people who are just really, really not comfortable going into these situations. So, first, let's talk about the types of events that are out there. Okay. You have structured events. These events are typically held by organizations called BNI, 212, chamber chairs. These are events that are really structured and you see the same people repeatedly, typically on a weekly basis. So they have groups or chapters. And what they do is, as members, they are typically a one of a kind. If you are a roofer, you are the only roofer in that group. Another roofer might come visit, but the people in your group aren't going to cheat on you because you've built all of these amazing relationships. They're going to help that roofer find another group to join that's open to them. These typically have some form of accountability. Everything from the app that BNI has, that their members enter everything that they do into an app and it produces reports for them, to organizations that just have you fill out forms and they track it on a spreadsheet. Either way, accountability is a great thing. It helps ensure that everybody in that room is working to get you business. So these are fantastic when you like consistency, when you like really knowing everyone that you're talking to. That's what this really allows for. It allows you to get to know the people in the room and it makes you more comfortable often when you're speaking to others. Then you have your open mixers. Open mixers, they are a thing. You're going to walk into an open mixer and they're going to be like, there are way too many people here. Or you might be like me, where you walk in and go, "Ooh, look, it's a me party. Who am I going to talk to today?" I mean, there's this scale of I don't want to talk to anyone to I want to talk to everyone, and you're somewhere in between. So the question is, where are you, and how can we help get you to where you want to talk to more? So at an open mixer, there's no accountability. It is 100% on you to introduce yourself, to build relationships, to make contact with people. So that's something to remember. We're going to talk more about that in a few minutes. At an online event, it's going to be either structured or open mixer. One of the things that I have learned about online events is they can go everywhere from fantastic, what a great experience, to, oh my gosh, that was absolute chaos. And it really depends on who's running it. It depends on the person who's running it. Do they let everyone talk in one big room where you're talking over each other? Or do they do breakout rooms? Do they do, guided talk? It really depends. But that fear of the chaos is no reason not to attend. You can just kind of sit back and watch and learn and talk more and more at each meeting as you go forward. A lot of things went online with the pandemic. It's just a thing now. So if you don't have time to get out and go to meetings in person, I'm going to highly recommend that you go on Eventbrite or on your local BNI website and find meetings that are online. It's amazing what it can do for you. So this is where we're going to go into a breakout session. And I want everyone in here to go ahead and talk about the types of events that you do and don't like and why you do and don't like them. Okay, that's going to be really important. So go ahead and talk about that, and then we'll come right back. All right, great. We're back. So I hope that you guys had some really good conversations. I hope that you really got to kind of break out of your comfort zone a little bit, just talking to one another. So this is where we're going to go into talking about what you need, how you can be prepared for these meetings. So when you're going to any of them, in person or online, you better be prepared with a smile and with the ability to talk. And we're going to go into that in a minute. That's number one. Number two is that you need to be able to give a business card, either physical or electronic, in an online, in an in-person meeting. You also need to have your phone in both situations. Why do you need to have your phone? Well, I'm going to tell you that if you cannot open up your phone, go to your calendar and send a calendar invite for a follow up meeting, then you need to sign up for one of my time management classes. Everyone should be able to access what they're doing on their phone. If you are a paper planner kind of person, there is nothing wrong with that. But when you are getting out there, you need to be able to access that. And you don't want to be carrying a huge planner around with you. So I really recommend that you use your Google Calendar, your Outlook calendar, whatever it may be. Highly recommend that. And as far as the online meetings for a business card, it does not hurt to have a digital card that you can email out to everyone. And it doesn't hurt to be prepared to copy and paste or type your contact information into the chat box. Oftentimes, that's how things are shared. So keep these things in mind because it's what's going to help you grow. When you walk in and you're prepared, you feel better. You definitely don't want anyone to ask you for a business card and you say, I don't have it. Networking 101, always have a business card. Actually, always have a lot of them. So you need confidence. That's not always easy. I prefer to call it Godfidence. It's confidence that comes from God. You need to walk into that room like Jesus himself sent you. Why? Because he probably did. There's probably someone in there that you need to meet. Whether you're going to become friends, you're going to become referral partners, they're going to become a client, or you are, whatever the case is, there's a reason that you're there. And you need to walk in knowing that you are the only one that's just like you. Let's say you're a roofer and you're wondering if there's other roofers in there. Here's a tip, get to know them. You may do something that they don't, or they may do something that you don't, and you may be able to send business to one another. Why should you know that you're different? Well, hopefully you've written a value statement for your business. And if you haven't, I have a webinar for that, so you can go sign up for that. But a value statement, you want to know what makes you different from everybody else. You want to know why your business is different from every other business that's similar. It's really important. And when you walk in knowing that, you don't have to announce it to everybody. But what you do have to do is know that you're different and you're better, and they're going to love you. You need to walk in with that absolute confidence. They all want to talk to you. You see, everyone in there is nervous. Everyone in there, though, is in there to meet other people. So this is where you get to do that. And if you just look at them and understand that even those of us that think it's a me party and I get to talk to whoever I want, I still get nervous. I still have to work through that. And I just remind myself that Jesus told me to walk up in that room and it's time for me to take charge of myself. And that's 100% what I do. So that's really, really important. And it's not easy, but you'll get there. You see, your reality is your own perception. Okay. Your perception is your reality. So if you learn to tell yourself how amazing you are and how different you are, you're going to know that that's true. You're going to create that for yourself, that perception of yourself. And that's so important. You need to look at yourself the way those who love you see you and the way God sees you. So remember that you're amazing. Now you're going to go into that room and you're going to be amazing you. But let's think about who you want to talk to, right? Who do you want to meet? Who is going to be able to naturally send you referrals and who can you send referrals to? And what do you do with everybody else? So there's all these people that doesn't apply to. What happens with them? And how do you know who's who? Well, It sounds hard, right? It kind of does. It sounds really hard, but it's not. You're going to learn as you go to these networking events to look at name tags, to look at their shirt to see if they have company apparel on. Are they wearing a t-shirt? Does it say the name of the company on the back? How are they dressed? If you're looking at somebody who's in suit, like dress pants and a blazer and a tie, you're likely looking at a banker, a financial advisor, a real estate, something along those lines. If you're looking at someone who's dressed maybe a little bit more comfortably, and I do not mean dressed poorly, I just mean comfortable. They might be wearing nice jeans and a polo. Well, they could also be a financial advisor, a banker, a real estate agent. They might also be a tradesman, a plumber. You just don't know. But you'll learn to kind of pick up on some things. And if you walk past someone, you might hear them introducing themselves and find out what they do. You can also always ask them, which we're going to get into in a minute. But so who do you need to talk to? Who do you want to focus on finding? That's really important. So let's say that let's say that you're a landscaper. Who do you want to talk to? Well, you want to talk to property managers. Why? Because they have lawns that need to be mowed. You want to talk to painters and roofers and window people. Why? Because they're at their clients' homes and their clients will ask them if they know a landscaper. There's a lot of people that you want to know. But does that mean that you don't want to talk to people that don't apply? Maybe you think you don't want to talk to the commercial cleaning guy. Yes, you do. You absolutely want to talk to him. You don't know who he knows. You don't know what he needs. Everybody is an opportunity. And it's really, really important that you remember that. It's really important to remember that each and every time you introduce yourself to someone, you are opening up a new opportunity for both you and them. And that's so important. So, when you decide who you're going to walk up to, how do you do it? How can you introduce yourself with absolute confidence? Well, the first thing is you need to smile. So if you're not sure who to walk up to, I'll give you a tip. Look around the room with a little bit of a smile on your face, and you will cross eyes with someone. You'll connect with someone. And if they're by themselves, walk up. You want to walk up and you want to give them your hand and you want to give a good handshake. It cannot be a dead fish. You cannot try to break the bones in their hand. You give them a good, firm handshake and you introduce yourself. And we're going to talk about that in a second. But don't just focus on that one person. You see, there's other people. If you look around the room, you're going to see people in groups of 2 or 3 or 4. How does that group look? If they're all close together, like they're in a huddle, they're not very open. They're talking about something and they're not really looking for someone to join them. But if they're standing there and the circle is a little bit open and maybe there's some space there, they want to meet people. They want people to walk in. It's all about body language. Look for that other person that might feel uncomfortable, that looks like they need a helping hand getting into the networking. Go up and introduce yourself. They need it as much as you do. So take that moment. So let's talk about how you're going to make that introduction of yourself. Energy is everything. You need to be making eye contact with whomever you're speaking with. You need to have a pleasant tone. You need to sound curious. You say your name, maybe share what you do and ask what they do, and that can go a million ways. I might walk up and say, "Hi, I'm Shannon Ford." Or I might just say, "Hi, I'm Shannon. I'm a business coach. What do you do?" Or "I'm Shannon. I'm a business coach. What's your name?" "Oh, hi, Bob. What do you do?" I might also say, "Hi, I'm Shannon. And you are?" And they introduce themselves. And I say, "So nice to meet you, Tony. What do you do?" Because we're all there to network, right? So we all want to know what everyone else does. So whether you tell them what you do first or you ask them what they do first, you want to be curious. You want to be engaging. You want to make good eye contact. You want to have a little bit of a smile. You want to make sure that you're making them want to talk to you. Why? Because this is step one in building that business relationship that might lead to great things. And honestly, they're all there for the same purpose. So keep that in mind. So this is where we're going to go into a breakout session. And we're going to talk about, I want you guys to talk to each other about how you introduce yourselves. I want you to give one another your introductory statements. I want you to talk about it, ask how you can improve yours, or if you've never done it, talk to them about what might draw, what you might be able to say to draw people in. So I'm going to put you into those rooms. I want you to go ahead and have that conversation, and then we'll come back in and we'll move on. Great. All right, go now. All right. So you went into those breakout sessions, you had those conversations, and ideally you guys worked with one another to learn better ways to introduce yourselves. I'm really glad. You all look really excited, and I'm really happy about that. So I want to take this moment too to just thank all of you for taking the time to better yourselves and your business. That's really important. I'm glad to see so many smiley faces in the gallery that I'm looking at. It is wonderful to see so many great people just really, really enjoying this and really, I hope, taking something from it. So, what should you expect from these meetings? Like what are you looking for? What's the ROI here, right? What's going to be the return on investment? It's going to be follow-up meetings. You're going to want to set up to either go to their office or have a coffee with them. That's the best way, in my opinion. You want to be able to develop these relationships that you can get clients and referrals. And again, you never know where you might meet your next best friend. But it's so important that you go in expecting to end up with follow-up meetings so that you know what you are trying to achieve. If all you are doing is going in there to collect a stack of cards, you're not doing yourself a service. You're doing yourself a disservice and you're wasting your time. You need to start developing relationships. So, what are the follow-up meetings all about? Well, they're about getting to know one another. This is like a first date, you want to get to know one another. You want to learn more about one another's businesses. You want to develop a referral relationship. You want to figure out how you guys can help each other. And if you're clicking, if you have that connection, and if you think that this is going to be a great business relationship, then before the end of that follow up meeting, you pull out your phone and you set the next one for a month, 2 months, or 3 months out. You should have a minimum of one coffee once a quarter with referral relationship partners, those that you're going to partner up with to send referrals back and forth. You should be meeting up once a quarter. It's important. It's important to develop that relationship. This isn't a one night stand, right? This is a lifelong referral partnership. So those meetings sound great, but how do you get them? That's like a whole nother question, right? Okay. So you can keep it short and sweet. You can send a text. Hey, I loved meeting you at such and such event. Want to grab coffee and keep talking about that retirement plan you mentioned? Or call and use a very warm and open and inviting tone of voice. Do not sound robotic, but say something along the lines of, hey, Jim, it was great meeting you last night at that event over at the tavern. Hey, listen, you were mentioning that you are on a really big renovation project. I would love to talk to you about that. I oftentimes have clients who need renovation work that my company just can't handle. Can we meet up for a coffee and learn a little bit more about one another's business? Boom. And if they say, no, I don't have time, say, no problem. Can I shoot you an email? I would just love to know more about you and what you do and share a little bit about me. Maybe we could connect via email for now. And hey, man, if you're open to a Zoom meeting, I would love that. Sometimes people say no just because they feel overwhelmed in the moment. Sometimes people say no because they don't know how you guys are going to connect. And sometimes they say no because you're asking for like for like. Perhaps I'm a roofer and you're a roofer, but I happen to know that you do metal roofs and I don't. I want to meet with you. I have business I can send your way. And that's what I'm going to tell you. I'm not meeting with you to take your business. I'm meeting with you because I have business I can send to you. And I want to do that. I think we could have a great partnership there. These things are really important. So you could text, you can phone, you can email, or you can do it the best way. And the very best way is to do it at the event you're at. So when you're standing at that event and you're talking to someone that you're really vibing with, that you're really connecting with, that you really think you can send referrals to, you can send them business or they can send you business, whatever the deal is, or you're just clicking. Again, pull out your phone and ask them, hey, I really would love to have a coffee with you and talk about this some more. Are you free Tuesday at 10:30? Maybe we can meet over at the Black Rifle. That's a coffee shop for those of you that don't know. But, you say these things or you invite them to lunch. Coffee's better, generally speaking, for the first meeting or two. You invite them to a coffee, you set it on your calendar and you email them a calendar invite. And that is important because you need to know that they're going to come. You need to be able to go back into that calendar and send them an email, a day before and say, hey, looking forward to meeting with you tomorrow. Can't wait. Excited to develop business together, whatever the case is, whatever it is that you want to say. That's really important. Calendar invites and using your calendar is important. And again, if you're not using your calendar, come to one of my time management webinars because you need to be using it. Okay. So we're going to go into a breakout session. We're going to talk about how you like to get those meetings. We're going to talk about what works for you, what you want to try to do, and how that all is going to meld for you. And I want you guys to give one another some ideas, some ways to approach the different situations. So you have 5 minutes. I want you to go talk about it, and then we'll come back in here. All right. So hopefully that was a very productive 5 minutes. You guys talked about how you get those meetings, different ways to do it, and ways to really start those business relationships. It's so incredibly important. So the next step is turning those contacts into the business relationships that you want. It's the follow-up meetings. I call them text to success. So let's say you do, whether you do or don't have the follow-up meeting, but there's someone you really want to stay connected to because you know you can do business with them. You might want to send them a text a week later. Hey, so glad I met you last week at that event. Just wanted to toss out that there's another networking event next week at such and such location. I would love for you to come out there. I have a few people I'd like you to meet. Or maybe emailing them an invite to an event, or maybe emailing them an article that you read that really fits. Make sure you connect with them on LinkedIn. Send them a Facebook friend invite, like their company page on Facebook. That's so important. Like and follow their company page, comment on their post. These are all ways to further that relationship. Why is it so important? Well, because eventually you're going to meet what I call the golden goose of referrals. You're going to meet that person who's going to send you so many referrals that you're going to wonder where all that business was before. It exists, it's out there. You just have to meet them. I personally have someone in my network who sends me referral after referral after referral. And I would say 85% of those referrals turn into solid business. I'll search for those golden gooses every day because it's worth it. No matter what you do, there's someone out there that can send you business and you want to meet them. And no matter what you do, there's someone out there that can fit your client's needs in another avenue. Again, these referral circles go round and round, right? I can send this person business, this person can send me business. It goes from all directions. And it's important that you're an active participant in that because that's how you grow your business. Again, I say your network is truly your net worth. So, with that said, if you have any questions, we can go over them now. You can email them to me. These QR codes offer you a QR to all of the books that I've written. I've written Networking 101, Networking 102, and Think It, Write It, Do It. 3 great books, and there's more on the way. The other QR code will take you to where you can schedule a free consultation with me. And I'm currently running a 20% off of my coaching packages special. And just a little tip. There's a special event coming out where I'm going to be offering for people to get on the wait list for my group coaching sessions. These sessions will be once a week. I have a whole year's worth of coaching sessions planned out. There will be multiple people in the room, and it will be me coaching too. Any questions will be addressed in the chat box in these sessions. And here's the thing, these are only going to be $200 a month. There will be a 6 or 12-month guarantee needed, but I think you're going to love it. It's a great way to experience coaching with Shannon. It's not one-on-one, but it's pretty close. So I hope you sign up for that. In the meantime, grab a book, sign up to meet with me for a free consultation, and I look forward to talking to you. And I hope that your networking experiences are many and productive and just so prosperous. I hope that you develop many business relationships and that you get more and more comfortable. And again, hey, if you have any further questions, go ahead and email them to me. You can reach out to me at Shannon at FordSalesStrategies.com. Thank you so much, guys. And I can't wait to see all that you do. Have a great one.